Hey y'all, sorry, I'm just straighten out. What's up, y'all? So of course, Monday is the most consistent show. They're trying to shut us down again early for no reason. And to tell you the truth, I'm just tired, man. I'm tired of dealing with this shit with these people. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm paying for this thing, and it's the more consistent I'm striving to be. No, they need to hear me like that. People need to know that there's a lot that goes into this shit. And the more work that we are doing to do it, it's exhausting to always have to fight this uphill battle with this shit. So tonight, I'm just going to kind of regroup and get everything straight. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm phasing out of this blog talk shit altogether. I'm going to create a whole nother medium or whatever, and I'm going to keep everybody posted. But, right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's ridiculous now. Nobody else's show gets interrupted like this. And the more I'm calling these people, the more I'm doing it, the more nothing's happening. So the meaning of insanity is keep trying to do something, expecting a different result, and not getting one. So I'm not crazy. So I know that this is a specific thing that's targeted to us and to those people who support and do the knowledge of Super Heru Radio. This is bigger than just what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? This is about cutting off what it is we have been building up consistently for the past 3.5 some odd years. You know what I'm saying? With us and y'all. They're trying to break in and create a private, ultimate conversation that's not really happening. And I'm tired of it. So we'll be here next Monday and all of that. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to get it straight. And inshallah. No, I am going to get it straight because I can't continue to do it like this. This is ridiculous. Because this is about discouraging people from communication. This is about cutting down a consistent means in which we all can commune and be on the same page. Because they ain't doing this to nobody else's show because ain't nobody else talking the shit that we talking here. And I don't have to listen to nobody else's show to know that. You know what I'm saying? This is not about ego. This is not about anything but delaying the inevitable. And the inevitable is we don't already won. We don't already shut all of these niggas down. We don't already created what we needed in the world for all of us. All of us got Super Heru. You know what I'm saying? So all of these little dalliances and stuff that's doing is frustrating. And to tell you the truth, sometimes you have to show that you are frustrated to show the people how intense that this thing is. It's a constant thing now. I ain't never had no problems with the Monday show like that. They used to mess with the Friday show. So now they leave the Friday show alone. Now they're trying to mess with the Monday show. But they can't stop me. They can't stop what we're doing. But what they can do is create dalliances and delays like this that make it an issue. So that way I don't get into what I was going to talk about tonight. I got to get into this bullshit. So I don't even want to go on the rest with this energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade it out. And anybody wants to holler at me between now and then, or if anybody wants to take initiative upon themselves to start blasting Blog Talk specifically, you know what I'm saying, and are doing the knowledge to how we are being targeted through this Blog Talk medium, that is really constricting. That's why we're going to find another way to get out of it. But until then, I got to work with the devil that I know. And this devil is getting consistently derated.
I think tonight, so we do have to edit your reoccurring shows. This is what they were said, even if it was accidental.
Whatever. So why would I set a show to end after 10 minutes? That don't make no sense. I'm not an idiot. So again, guys, thank you for coming through and all of that. Thank you for holding us down and all of that. But what we're going to do is we're going to shut it down for the night, and we're going to see you guys next Monday. Okay? Thank you. If you guys feel the impetus to blast Blog Talk or whatever.
I don't have Eminem or any of these other fuck-ups that ain't got
no content. None of these niggas was around 10 years ago, 5 years ago when you was doing this knowledge. None of these niggas is around. But when are we in our no, it's about us being more discerning as to what energy we let into our community. And right now, niggas is just letting the floodgates open. Whatever anybody want to talk about, they can. Oh, it's still on now, right? You see, right? You see that, right? Are y'all hearing it? Do you see this now on the thing? Because now it's an hour 47 minutes after I done got crazy on these people. Anybody peeping it?
I'm asking, can you hear us? We got to come back. Or hear us? I agree. Can you
Just let me know, man. See? See? You see? Cena goes in on these dudes, and then what? So, again, I got to beast and bark on people just to get things done. That's not the type of reality I want to be, because really, I'll be the main one on the show telling everybody, yo, man, don't take it personal. Don't get...
2 minutes here. I see 2 minutes. They know what time it is. I think that...
See what they're doing?
Here, it says it's 1 hour and 47 minutes for me. This is what it says here.
Right.
So when I open up my chat room, low countdown. Hi, JPA. I have 3 minutes remaining. I have almost count that. I
have this one says 2 hours, but then some.
You don't have time for that nonsense.
No, we don't. But unfortunately,
right here it says I have an hour and 47 minutes.
I'm looking at something that says I got an hour and 47 minutes. What do y'all see on y'all end?
It must be two different things over there. I don't know. It's here. I don't know. Maybe we should leave and come in, refresh. If you refresh it, it'll say 1 hour and 40 seconds. Wow. I have 1 hour and 34 seconds. I have 1 hour and 35. I have 1 hour and 32.
Yo, everybody got a different time. Like, do y'all see what's going on?
Yes, but this is why I didn't shut it off.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling for 3 minutes for my stream. That's an hour and 47.
Right. So everybody got a different time for the same show.
Everybody got to refresh now. Everybody refresh now.
Right. This is ridiculous. Thank you, January, for holding us up, man, and holding us down and making sure that we know. So again.
Get an hour. How in the heck can everybody have a different time?
Exactly.
It's 1:47. I see 1 minute 19 seconds.
Exactly. How can everybody have a different time for one show?
Hours and minutes. Okay, so you see 1 hour 40, everybody needs to refresh. Hold on, it's here. I enjoy the 9 minutes, so come here. Come here.
I'm right here.
Everybody has a different time. That's why I screamed on the mix. She said she fixed it. She didn't fucking fix it, I don't think, but I know the difference between 35
exactly
and
an hour and 44.
It's an hour and 44 now, and I didn't have to reorganize nothing. They just take the time off.
Exactly.
And ain't no reorganization.
No.
All I did was talk to this chick, and she's like, oh, you will want to schedule a show and click on the recurring tab. You will see that there are listed in 15-minute duration. Thank you, Mandolin. Thank you.
But again, who did that? Because we didn't list that when we first signed up for the thing.
They always go in and switch it up.
Exactly.
Schedule a show, go once schedule a show and click on the recurring tab. We'll see that they're listed as 15 inspiration.
I am glad that you all are hearing what goes in behind the scenes sometimes to do it. Because if no one else is having these difficulties, but everybody else is allegedly kicking knowledge and shit.
Let me sing this. And on some real shit, this is how it started. A friend of mine called me and was like, yo, straight up, how is this nigga, they got, like, rappers on their show. People are doing, I said, let me tell you something. What's going on, the real niggas that do real shit don't get supported doing anything because they don't want us, people that don't suck a C-O-C-K to move forward. Just today I said, I'm exhausted from what you do. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you teach class. The only thing we do for money is on Wednesdays. I'm not asking for $10,000. I'm not asking for $5,000. I'm asking for a little dollar per listener a week. And these niggas out here is willing to what? Get duped over by people willing to pay them $5,000, $3,000 for paperwork that they stole off the UCC website that I did back in 2002. And I get passionate because, oh word, I don't know if your thing is still in. It's still on. Is it somebody else? I didn't see it. I didn't touch nothing. What I realize is that people that are doing nothing get so much support, and then it isolates the people that are doing good work, and this world is created to make people that are doing great work seem crazy, psychotic, loony. I don't fuck with nobody because I am so tired of trying to talk to a metronome when my words and my actions are leaking up. I will continue to do the work that I know I need to do, but this is ridiculous because we sit here in our own house, two people reading, studying, don't listen to nobody's show. Sometimes I'm curious. My little Virgo leave her eyes and be like, no, I want to hear what they said. And I fight it. My meditation is do not listen to people that say nothing, that talk garbage, that want to be as smart as niggas that they studied with and just are too fucking jealous and too ego-stricken. And they say, we're ego-stricken? Let me let you know something. Let me let you know something. No one could when you don't make no money doing this. This is for the people. This is to keep the people's minds clear and to let the people know that there are people in the world that don't need to be a part of some conglomerate, some fake group, some fake posse, because you're all suffering from the same ailment: loneliness, depression, low self-esteem, obesity. Okay? These women suffer from loneliness. So they all make friends based on the lack of baby daddies they got in their life, based on how much pussy they gave up without getting nothing in return. Then they all say, well, let's be each other's best friend. And we'll all be there for one another. And then when any man or anybody real comes in, we'll create some problem with them so that we don't have to grow. So is society. I am so sick of hearing what everybody else is popping when really all these people are doing are creating master programs, master systems based on white people, based on a whole bunch of Dronvalo, Melchizedek, crazy, psychotic, mind control bullshit, and it's hysterical to me. All I got to do is put somebody going, your mind is purified power. Everything that you want to attract is in yourself. Look within. You have the power to become economically free. That is a program. You don't even put your own voice on it. But you selling this like you created something? Let's call it what it is. You wanted to hustle. You wanted to do something to be recognized in the metaphysical community. Shit, my own sister, if you notice, I got a blood sister. She ain't related. She ain't on my family page. Because my sister's a goddamn fan. I can't even get people to be real with me because, I just want to act like I'm as smart as Aseer and be on this level. Bitch, when you had the opportunity to work with us 8-9 years ago, what did you do? You didn't want to do it because you didn't want to humble yourself to know that someone, even after college, could know a little more. Well, I'm so sorry. Even me. I know this man sometimes like, why do you think? No, I totally love what you do, Aseer, but it definitely is not what is people's favorite occupation of yours. You understand? From what you've done, as great as it is, because it's the pressure. We want you to fold and just get a job, a 9-to-5 job, so that all of this truth ain't being spoken through the ethers. If it wasn't going to be Aseer, one of these young kids that are really about it will come up and continue to reign. Because I'm so done with people that know right from wrong signing themselves up to go to the army. I'm so done with people having faith, and then losing hope at the end and going, well, I'll just get a job. I'm so done with women believing that men is marrying them for love when they marrying them for green cards. I'm so done with people fronting on shit. Just call it what it is. Say, well, I didn't think he was into me, but I was in love enough to just let it go down. I mean, it's going to come out anyway, boo. Things is going to come to the surface. And I see why my Oya, little September 22nd, 8 hours before Libra shit really fucked niggas up. Because I keep my mouth shut until I see stupidness like this. The third week in a row, I have to sign and live chat. For what? Because after our show, every little person will read and listen. You don't come into my chat room with no new name. You want to come and hide an alias, act like you don't listen, and do what? Say the exact same thing you think Aseer is saying, but with your fucking economic spin on it. You're a goddamn charlatan. You told me yourself. You walk up and I saw you for years, and y'all look so crazy. And now look at me. I'm doing the same thing y'all doing. No, you're not, nigga. You're the distraction to keep me safe. You're the distraction to keep me safe. Because if you got the real ones doing the work, you got the artificial ones. If you got the real Whitney Houstons, you got the fake Jennifer Hudsons. They get the opportunity to be the idol, but all she wanted to do was be idolized. Because you know, damn well and good, this man, Clive Davis, don't give a rat's ass about your fat Weight Watchers ass. He care about what money and what energetic, symbolic replacement you're going to be for him in the real ritual. And I'm so sick of the Willow Smith, beautiful little girl, going to destroy her head. The child probably got more fibroids in her womb. You understand? People don't care about things that mean anything nowadays. They will rape and take whatever it is that you are not willing to own. In this one lifetime, I lost my whole family. They took my mother. They separated my aunt from my uncle. They separated my sister. They drove her crazy. They made this bitch be up underneath white people. Talk about tarot. You didn't know no tarot 5 years ago, and that's my blood sister. And I'll tell niggas, look, if you meet this bitch, don't associate her to me, because I don't know this crazy cunt. I don't know her. I live in the same room. I don't even care about the language. My child's sleeping. I live in the same room with her for 19 years, and I don't know who that girl is. But I'm crazy. Great. So you know what? I'll be crazy with my no wrinkles and my happy friends that want to be known for doing something greater than being a fucking peg in a puzzle piece that ain't going nowhere, because I'm done. I'm done. I got to see his blood brother talking about, I can't wait to move out to Miami. But I don't want to live near you because I don't want to really, be that close. Then what you coming out here for? Stay out in New York with your girlfriend. Because I'm tired of people with the illusion of wanting to help and want to come through, but they just want to divide and own and conquer. Except the real melanated black folk, and that's y'all. And I come back to y'all with the passion and the flavor, because I'm in Miami. I can't be this Brooklyn popping. When I walk down the street, I'm quiet, internal. But when I see niggas go to these events and it's the mulatto invasion, all black men is with white bitches, all white bitches is looking at my men. My girlfriend came up from New York, was like, yo, straight up, I don't know how you do it, Selena. I said, I feel so tired now that I have somebody here. I'm asleep for the day. Please take my child out. Of course, shout out to Jocelyn. Take my baby out with my husband, talk about all the white women do is say hi to him and her, him and your son. They don't even look my way. I said, oh, welcome to Miami and welcome to the real world. They will ignore you just to see if you're insecure about them talking only and giving love to you and your baby and your black man. And they take it far, want to go up, want to touch the hair, want to touch the face. And then I say, I'm sorry, man, I am the mother that you've been ignoring for a half hour, but it's cool because, hey, if you can give my child love, then that's fine. But don't touch them. Don't get too close. Because these white women want us to disappear, fade into the ethers, continue perming our hair, continue to be everything that we're not, that I have German, Russian people stopping me talking about, just can't even believe you have your own hair out here. I said, well, this is Miami. You go to New York, everybody got their own hair. Most women I know is natural right now. But out here it's so fucking crazy. And this is what I was raised in. This is exactly how, around a bunch of white folk, and my mother always tell me, you see how they do? You see, that's not quality black. You see how these white people do? They try to separate and divide, make my child, alienate him on the park, act like, even if I go to a black park, they do the same shit. Because these black people ain't even as happy anymore. It's like the black people become the new white people. And I'm telling you, it is specifically being targeted to women in our community. These dark-skinned women, you're gorgeous out there. Don't believe these bitches. When you walk down the street with your light-skinned friends and niggas only look at your light-skinned friends, know that those niggas hate themselves. And they don't know themselves completely. Because even if that's your flavor of the month, you could still look my way and say, peace, sister. You don't have to act like I'm not sitting right here with the girl. You understand? And I'm strong enough to survive it. I go, damn, I know there's some black people that have been affected by this shit. Because it's purposeful. All the nice events, the Haitian events, all these white people with their little black babies. I don't see one nigga, woman, and man raising a white child. And when I went to try to go and get my white baby, just a black baby, and then I said, well, what would you do if I took a white one? They said, well, we don't really do that. I said, no, you're not used to giving niggas white babies. Because if you give me a white baby, I'm naming him Lucifer, and I'm teaching him to love a black woman, and I'm teaching him to go on fire, burn all of the fakeness. Excuse me. I'm teaching him to marry a black one. I said a white one. Now I'm teaching my white child to marry a white baby. I think I said black baby because I'm almost crazy that I just had to scream on this bitch again talking about don't reschedule my show at 10 o'clock where my husband can't be done till midnight. I don't even talk to us here. I don't. We be in the house, work, work, work. Baby, life. Celebrate, beach, beach. Spirit, life. People want to come through and chill. It's like, I don't know why. There ain't nobody coming through, even his brother. Want to come through, but don't really want to come through. Because there'll be one person that's cool, and then one person that I don't really like them. Because they make me feel so non-artistic. Well, then pick up a fucking Crayola, bitch, and start drawing. You understand? I'm tired of settling. And, well, why you do the yoga? It's so beautiful. But why you do it in a bathing suit? Bitch, because my hips are a size 25, and I can do it in a bathing suit because I have veggie booty. I'm not sloppy with my goddamn ass. It's not like I'm niggas is jerk. Come on. And even if they are doing that, it's 100 degrees when I do my workout, and I did the goddamn tape in September. So how about black people? You just stop looking at shit as what's wrong with it and start saying, well, what can I contribute? And if you don't want to contribute nothing, no, you're just like a white man and stay in and contribute to McDonald's and everything else that ain't bringing us no sustenance. And I say that to say some of these black people are worse than the white man. They act like they're there to help you, charge you everything, and these niggas is trying to cake, get money, be seen with rapper bitches, be seen in strip clubs, and do the same thing. You married, I laugh at what even people say. How you run a tribe but can't even take care of your family? This is what I'm saying. How you marry 10 women but I only see you with one? It's a lie. It's a lie. You only sleep with one. The others are there as a hustle. That's how I feel. Niggas in Chicago, they got more than 5 wives. It's with all 5 of them. They all kissing and hugging. What you can't keep it that real? Nigga, please. Because one bitch can't get along with one bitch. How she gonna get along with 8? I'm just tired of the mulatto invasion. I'm tired of white women looking at me like something's wrong with me. Oh, I just didn't even know. Well, where are you from? I haven't seen blacks like you. No, what it is, bitch, is you don't want to see blacks like me. And when they're confident enough to stand in front of you, and I don't even be screaming on these bitches out here. I straight up don't. It's like a joke to me. She said, I don't know. She said, I have a boyfriend, all of that. Selena, I know we're not ready to move out here. She said, because these white women go so hard for your man. And I'm just standing there like, wow. I mean, willing to touch your kid, everything. I said, I'm glad you, exactly. Aseer's not having it, but I'm not even talking about where Aseer is and all this. I'm talking about what the women see, what happens to us, how much we're targeted to like, oh, I'm not insecure. Yes, I am insecure. I'm not insecure. Right out your relationship, exactly. Because what? You trying to prove to somebody that you don't? Right.
That you're not intimidated, that they're trying to
No, what I say is it's very rude, because if I sat there and talked to your white husband, you would think that I was trying to sell him a goddamn car, the way you talking to my man and my baby. But it's cool. It's just that you can say hi to me, you just choose not to. Because you want to let me know, I'll pay his bills, bitch. I'm here. If you slip up and argue for a minute, a white woman, the other day, Aseer and I were in a political tussle. Walking down the street talking about, hell no, just talking, being in our own. That's what we talk about, not in front of the baby. Not in front of the baby. You really need to watch your tone. I turned around, I said, shut the fuck up, bitch. Just to get New York on her for a second. Just to get rah-rah on this old white woman. I said, shut the fuck up and mind your business, bitch. Because if you say something else to me, and that's how I feel. That's how I feel, because they're taking it too far. They're taking it too far. And I know who not to say that. So I ain't going to tell no 230-pound nigga, shut the fuck up. You understand? But a white bitch has come up right behind me, breathing on my neck, talking about not in front of the baby. Yeah, I must talk better than that. I said, shut the fuck up and mind your business, bitch, because you don't even know what we're talking about. We're not even having an argument. We're in our black conversation, but whenever blacks are passionate about something, we're angry. You understand how many times I've been, even at work, oh, you angry. Same thing. Pretty girl come and visit me. Beautiful sister. But because she has bass in her voice like this, niggas is like, oh, she's really raunchy. No, she just doesn't have an uptalk, cheery, voice like that. She's from Bushwick. You understand? You got to let niggas know back up. When I say back up,
girls don't talk with no conviction.
No conviction. Well, I don't really want to sing, is it this or is it that? Is it up or is it down? Am I right or am I left? Well, if I do that, then I'll piss off these people. And if I stand with this person, then they won't think. I'm done. I'm like, bitch, if you don't like me, keep it fucking stepping. I'm bigger and better things, because I have so many potential friends out there and friends that I already have that I don't even tap into the way that I could. I'm not trying to use nobody.
I'm not trying to exploit nobody.
Exactly. But let me let you know, these movements, these fake niggas, these fake little churches, it's a ruse. It's a fucking fake. And how I know, them look crazy, look their eyes, they look crazy, these people. Nothing that they say is matching up. Every week it's a different hustle. Every week it's a different thing. They against each other, they with each other. They not for each other, and nobody cares to say nothing, because they all still kind of like, oh, it's funny, it's entertaining. It's not entertaining when people get roofed out of their mortgage because someone says, hey, don't pay it like this, because I know what I'm talking about. And then you know what they all do? Call Aseer and Selena after, with not $1 in their pocket, with anger in their voice, talking about, well, what should I do now? Brother so-and-so said, well, what do you think about brother so-and-so? I said, I don't even know if I should mess with you because I've already done worked and paid with brother blah, blah, blah. And I said, not only that, have you not seen me, but how you come to have me pick up your spilled milk, but you don't want to hand me the paper towel? Yeah. You want me to just do everything. Well, because I know y'all pick up your phone and you're good for it. Yeah, that's great, but you don't tell these other niggas who don't call you and who haven't picked up the phone, hey, bro, it was fucked up. So all of this is to say this Venus energy, this whole Venus moon energy, I see it in my child. He is so ready. You understand that it's exhausting, Aseer and I? So ready for his purpose in life. And I say more just to be a child right now and have fun. He go to the playground, he didn't even try to play on those swings. He went right to the basketball court and to the soccer field. And this is all of our children, but it's letting me know that these people around me ain't good enough for my son. Right. These little playmates, as much as I love 2 or 3 of the little boys, they mamas and they daddies got so many issues that I can't even be around them because my husband don't go for that shit. I just told Aseer today I'd be so much more lenient with bullshit niggas than you. He said, yeah, but that's why I'm me and you're you. Because I can't, once I know a nigga's bullshit, Selena, I don't even give a fuck. I could forgive them, but that don't mean I'm going to be around them. So, it's exhausting, and I'm so glad we on. Because it was only a half hour of the bullshit. I said my piece. I love y'all so much. I really do. The people that listen, that call us, that support the classes, that are down for true historical knowledge, is not just qualified by how many, I don't know, galas I'm wearing on my head this month, and how many niggas in the industry I got on my show, and how many unks I got, and how many, you already know. All right, peace.
Like, do y'all remember when this whole thing went south on us? Yeah. Do y'all remember when it went south? I do. It was right when this dude became president, and we did a whole lecture on that to prepare everybody. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was when we started moving out and moving on to bigger and better things, we started to get blacklisted. Not because we did anything to anybody, but because what we wouldn't do. But because we wouldn't participate in anarchic debates, because we wouldn't allow people to do certain things that they was doing in the whole thing. But if it wasn't them, it would be somebody else, because we are all beset by the same demons in this reality. And we keep acting like it's just happening to us, and it's a universal thing that is happening to all real niggas. This is the only era in history that I've seen that if you are real, if you really, really about certain shit, they're going to try to put you to the back and not really hear that. But if you fake, if you are willing to just degrade yourself and dance and dehumanize yourself, debase your woman, debase your child, then you will become a millionaire. If you are willing to openly sell your soul and ritualistically participate in the sacrificial murder of someone, you can come up. You understand? I've never seen an era in the world where it's been this concerted with that, because it was always a time in which the real energy was trying to push back. But it gets to a point where they've got the original energy so fractured that we are all in our own little lives, in our own little situations, and we are striving to do the best we can do based upon what we're given. But what we're given is a great dinner on a trash can lid. You know what I'm saying? What we're given is a present, and when you open it up, it's just a pile of feces. You know what I'm saying? Beautifully wrapped present, and you open up, there's nothing in it. Why does he love the devil? Because the devil gives him nothing. That's what Elijah Muhammad said. Elijah Muhammad didn't never say vote. I was building with a brother tonight about Marcus Garvey and how, how great he was and things like that, but there were also instances of things that he did that wasn't necessarily that upstairs. My man Imani, and he put me on about the letters that he wrote His Majesty. And His Majesty basically wrote him back with the understanding, like, well, it's dope and what you're doing is great, but it's like I can't really put myself in that. Why? It wasn't because he didn't identify what Garvey was doing, and it wasn't just because he was an aristocrat, which he was, and all of that. And we as original people know what's going on in terms of our own issues and hang-ups that we all have that a lot of people in our community have when it comes to color and all of that. It had nothing to do with that. It had to do with the fact that, unfortunately, Marcus Garvey was working from the perspective, again, of the Negro, uplifting the Negro race, but the Negroes did not exist, and anything that was designated as Negro would have affected him politically based upon what he was dealing with as a sovereign. You understand? It's communication. So as great as that all is, as great as the movements and things that our leaders have had, each one has had the seed of its own destruction in it from the beginning of it. Why? Because we are always working in a situation where we're re-educating ourselves. We have to catch up to the point in which we got to do it. We got to damn near fly to shit that certain people could just walk to. You know what I'm saying? That's not purposeful. That's not because we're cursed. This is not because we're evil people. The reason why you hear these people, when Muhammad Ali found it, when you go online, or those people have come to the class, and I show the original charter that he filed in Chicago. And when you read that, it don't say nothing about nothing. What it does say is that this is a national divine movement. Therefore, he lets you know that this is about divinity. This is about spirituality. This is about a creator or a quote-unquote God, generator, operator, destroyer. Right? So that means that the impetus of what we are doing has already been ordained and blessed by the family trust that was set up by the grand creator in the term of creation, and us having a spiritual connection and as well as a genetic connection to that. Therefore, our divinity and spirituality is us. That's not a part of you. That's you. If you are not dealing with some sort of spirituality, if you're not dealing with some sort of metaphysical reality, if you just only dealing with physical reality, you could become a lord of this world. Because only the Luciferian worships the flesh. Only the Luciferian worships the material solely. Only the Luciferian puts the dollar on the same level as God. So, of course, they're not going to talk to you about a national divine movement. They're going to talk to you about a national movement. You understand? Because a lot of these niggas put themselves on the outside of the grace of the Creator. And this ain't got nothing to do with a religion. This ain't got nothing to do with Muslims, Christians, Jew, whatever. This is about people and the choices that they making and them ignoring the obvious. To be Lord of the earth, and that's it. When Allah is the Lord of the worlds, it's telling you, kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of God is within. I saw the holy place, and it was named Pineal. This is in the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? But what? Because we grew up on some Christian shit and these niggas was trying to indoctrinate us or whatever. Now the Bible is whack. There's no truth in it. There's nothing real about it. Come on, man. Anytime somebody tell you not to do the knowledge of something and trying to control your intent and what it is you're giving your understanding to because they want to keep you ignorant. So I'll never tell nobody not to listen to nobody. What I will say is when you listen and you do your comparative research, if you're still listening to the anarchy or you're still listening to the inane aspect and it's something about you that is not paying attention to what's being said. I'll tell no man, no woman what to believe, what to write, what they should do, what they should do. All I can do is suggest and show you this, the that, and the other. And it's up to you. But because we have no direct institutions, there's no institution that is solidified that we have that can manifest this other than what was already laid out for us that nobody's dealing with. That people done tampered before they even really figured out how to use it. The Pope priest can rape and kill as many little boys on the planet that they want. And they've already showed you that they will do it and continue to do it, and nobody's going to do nothing about it. Because they wrote in their charter that they're the vicar of Christ and therefore have the right to do what they want in Jesus' name. But it was because we, as oral people, began to lose trust with each other and then had to resort to things like the logos, things like the writing, to have evidence of, because our word was no longer bond. So more we start dealing with them. So now if you want something for yourself, you can't have nothing for yourself because you agreed to let everybody else have it before you do. And then we bitch and moan about what we ain't got or how oppressed we are and how these people ain't doing that. We open ourselves up for this. But we've reached the point, y'all, where the balance has evened out. The karmic debt was already done in 2000. That's why they had to create another one through the 9/11 shit. Our karmic cycle going through the whole enslaving them shit was done. Why do you think we was making money? Think about when all of the rap went from making nowhere, they could only make money independently, to where these labels started to see that rap could make money or hip-hop could make money, and then they focused on the two parts that they could market the most, which was the MC and the DJ. Whereas a lot of the Latino brothers and sisters kept doing the breakdancing and the graffiti. Not to say they didn't get into hip-hop, too. That's, of course, Beat Nuts and, you know what I'm saying, Kid Frost and, you know what I mean, Cuban and everybody. But what I'm saying is that there was a split. And in that split, those of us who got into that and chose to just do that above everything else lost sight of what was the whole foundation, what the whole culture was leading to up until NWA. So now we're moving to a phase where the materialism is what the art is. It's about how artistic you could be glorifying materialism. That's not art. That's consumption and advertising. So next time you see a rap video, look at all the different labels and look at the ones that's blurred out. The ones that's blurred out are the labels that are the labels or the products that didn't agree to give them money to show on the TV. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to this whole, you know, the dark skin, light skin thing that has been brewing in our community and all that, that is being manifested to a large part based upon what a lot of us are buying into, what is based on what is being processed through the mainstream. There ain't nobody making black people buy bleaching cream. Ain't nobody making black women buy perms for their hair. Ain't nobody making black men buy Viagra or plastic surgery to get their noses done or get with these. Ain't nobody making them do that. That's a choice. But what we don't understand is the adversary bases his control on the choices that we make. So if we choose to do this, then that means there may be a limit in the control. But if you choose to do this, let's say with the white girl, then there'll be more control that can be gotten through her over him. It's always difficult when you feel that you don't have it all or that you'll be able to lose it at a drop of a dime. And that's how Western society works. It works by keeping itself on the brink of destruction. And that destruction is a form of civilized barbarity that everybody calls civilization. Right now, I'm looking at on the TV, there's this show, The Voice. It's Christina Aguilera here with the owl, with the skull pentagram shirt on, and then talking to the two gay black men who are trying to sing. And then behind the black man is a giant arch, golden arch with a white snow owl in it. Taxidermy snow owl in it. So I know that's a symbol of Moloch. And I know that Moloch is the devourer of children, the deviant Phoenician god. But Sally that's watching the shit in Idaho don't know that. Hakeem in the hood, whose sister's into that, don't know that. But yet still the information is still being processed to them. So later on when they get to the position where they can have something or be in the opportunity to do that, they look at being with something other than themselves as a step up. It's an inborn genetic hatred that they're putting into us based upon the clarification of color that has become self-perpetuating amongst us and is fed a diet of racial inconsistency by the actual system. accountability, man. I don't hate nobody. Selena don't hate nobody. We don't have no enemy. We're not in a position where we're looking over our shoulder all that. We don't live like that. But what I live with, just like what you live with, is not only the actions of people, but how these actions and coalesce together to almost give a face to something that is not physical. Sometimes it seems like it's something that is non-physical that's there, that is manifesting through other people in their actions that are similar to people I have seen in the past and had dealings with in the past. So the consistent point in that is me. So this is where self-analyzation comes in, and to see what about me is producing an experience to meet this type of reality. But based on what I do as a transitional consultant, I am amidst a world in which I have been blessed to convey things in a manner that people can digest and find inspiration in for themselves and then add on to that, as opposed to trying to control what they think. You cannot control someone's mind. So mind control itself is an oxymoron. Yet post-hypnotic suggestion is very real. It's the trigger. It's the thing that the catalyst that sets it off. So it's when I see Amor, and Amor has the quinoa in the little plastic thing, and I take it from him and say, I don't want you to play with it or throw it because I don't want it to spill. And then hours later, we go into the room and see that this is what happened. See what I'm saying? Climbed up and get it, go back, play with it, put a little hole in it, and be like, oh, and then brought it back to me like, as if like, hey, Daddy, see, it broke. Again, he's a child. He's 3 years old. He's supposed to do that. What happens when grown people be doing that? Grown people be doing that, not in that same exact way, but in that same premise. Saying that you want to keep it real, saying that you want to have dialogue, but then when real dialogue and all of this start, nobody want to talk. Everybody wanted to say what their point is and get you to agree that they right, as opposed to resolving the issue. So when I see that there's no point in resolving something, I resolve it with myself and allow that person to be where they're going to be. Whereas some people will overly go and try to, find out what's wrong and things like that. No. If there's any problem, anybody is free to email me and call and talk to me, Facebook me and talk to me. Because I'm not putting myself in a position to be, let's say, spoken of in an ill fashion when that's not my character. Just like anybody else in the Super Heru family would not. Yet, in all of these occurrences in our lives, the consistent thing is us. It's always us. So when I started to really look at things, I started to look at this as situations in which I'm being brought into situations with people to help them give light to what they may need to move to a higher octave. And some people don't know how to handle that. You understand? Because a lot of things is based on this Venus energy, which is, again, now abundant in Jupiter, which is now all about the appearance. You know what I'm saying? All about how it really looks when there's all this other stuff going on behind the scenes. So the consistent nature that we've been working to set up on this show and all of the work that we've been doing has been to hopefully convey to everyone that this is real. If nobody else feel is real, it's real to me because I'm living this. You know what I'm saying? The same way you are. The same pig that's out there trying to gun on you is the same one that's out there trying to gun on me. So why would I give a damn whether you wear a fez or a Rasta hat or a yarmulke or a ankh or whatever. How you ready to pull a gun on him, but you ain't ready to pull a gun on this other one? Because there's a certain respect thing that has been created now in aspects of the criminal community, being that the intelligence agency took over everything. They did all of these movies to show you that they went into the mob and took everything over. What do you think Donnie Brasco was about and The Departed was about and Goodfellas was about? They telling you we went in and took everything over, and then everybody that's rocking now paying us a cut. That's what they were showing in Departed. And that took place at the same time that the Godfather thing was taking place if you do the historic aspect. So they're showing us, man. They're showing us that it's a joke. They just use the laws on us to make it like we're somehow have to be held to a higher standard, because essentially we have to be, because we are the original. We're what got them here. That's why they parasite on us. That's why they make it look like we parasite on them. And that's why it's so juxtaposed between us and quote-unquote them, because they can't acknowledge what is in their face, which is the Creator. And we can't acknowledge that same thing, only thing will be a mirror. Seeing that within ourselves enough not to be a part of certain things that may be lucrative at the time, but in the long run puts you in a more compromising position. That's what the paying dues shit is. The accumulated effort over a certain time, which creates the journey. So at times, as much as it's not about taking things personal, it's about being personal in the things that you are dealing with. Being purposeful in your intent, what you're beginning something for, and what you hope to get out of it. The more honest with yourself in the beginning of whatever enterprise or endeavor you're a part of, wrong or right, is going to make it more right for you in the long run, because you're being what you have to be in the moment instead of trying to look and be something. To be something and look like something else. A man cannot serve two masters. Notice for every English phrase or sentence you say, there's a Bible verse that can be equivalent to that, or a Quranic verse that can be equivalent to that. Because it's all the same thing, man. And the more we waste time on dalliances and getting caught up in things like what happened with us tonight with the show, is exactly what I'm talking about. You are witnessing the impediment of something that has nothing to do with anybody, because we're not calling for the destruction or death or shutdown or whatever. Whatever people want to do. I can still have an opinion, though. And it's something when you get consciousness and you get into certain fields of study and occultic law, where one can almost fool themselves into being a wizard when you haven't really acquired the ability to know how to fully set up a real work, like a real working. Something that is done for real. The elders know, but the elders are put in a place with the ancestors in which they have to deal with what it is they did not do or allowed to happen. They allowed themselves to be separated from us. They believed that we were animals and criminals and all of that because we was in the street. Some of us was. But we didn't create crack. We didn't learn how to cook that. Who taught the first black man how to do that? Why is it if you're a drug dealer, you can live and kill thousands of people or allow thousands of people to be done in by your product? Why is it then you can live to be 50 and 60 and all that? But if you were a young black man or black woman coming out trying to do something real and display to your people the ills of society and how to get around it, you wind up getting shot at 11 times. I don't know if y'all heard about Young Buck from G Unit, who was in a homicidal drive-by where they was crapping dudes, so for some reason all 11 bullets went right past the guard, man. And to me, that Straight Outta Cashville album was dope. The first joint that he did, the only one he really did for the G Unit shit. That album was, I thought he was on some too. I thought he was like Tupac. Like, he was the closest thing to me at the time. Like, listening to that album, I was like, okay, this dude is on it. Right after that, Cancer, 50 Cent, started hating. He shut this nigga down and locked him into some type of Max B. Jim Jones contract. So he can't really make no money off his music. He got to automatically get the publishing up. And this is black people doing this to black people, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, these are the type of songs and stuff I want to hear. I want to hear about real shit in music again. You know? I want to learn something from a song like I used to. That's why Kanye West is dope, because he does things on such an operatic level that even though you know he's the total opposite of what he's presenting, because him being Gemini, he's real in that song, in that moment, in that album. That's what he is. So it's a universal perspective that we are all sharing, that we are becoming more and more present to. We're becoming more and more awake to the fact that what is going on around us is a farce. And the more we're realizing it, the tighter they're trying to, the slower they're trying to pull a noose in a trap around our foot right before we realize that we're standing in it. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not us so much going out and doing things to harm one another, which we do, but it's us allowing open executions of us and us not really having any platform or institution to really do anything about it. Like when that whole jogger thing happened in 1991, the Central Park jogger, she was out there, and they grabbed up all the black boys and put them through all that torture and locked them up and did all of that. And then years later, we found out this woman lied about it. She was raped by a white man, and none of the boys had actually touched her, and that they actually created false information to imprison them and torture them and all of that. And they just gave them $2 million and swept it under the rug. What happened, you know, just like the whole Tawana Brawley thing, which again is a ritual bootleg coming into the next level. But all of these things have gone unavenged. So there's a place, there's a realm that you and I visit sometimes that is full of those of us who had the most potential and the most reality in a place that was taken by these situations. And it's a realm of just unavenged original Asiatic people, man. Where the whole realm is almost alive with the rails and the cries of what happened to us and what is not being done. That realm is making so much noise, just like this one, so much putrid noise that it's seeping up into the higher octaves of reality, where even the ultra-high entities in the endless world, or whatever you want to call it, the grand high God mind, whatever you want to call it, smells how putrid and rancid this is. So something got to be done. You understand? This is how out of order we have become. We are showing this to ourselves on and through things like media, through things like all of these men, black men in dresses and all of this, all of these shows in which, you know, black women have to degrade themselves and sleep with white men and just be the add-on, the one white girl on the swimsuit model with the 6 white girls, one black girl with the 6 white girls and shit, and then it's like, oh, there's progress because he was the first one. The problem is we have integrated too much. Martin Luther King even told you. And he was the one who is God to them now because he got help get us in the situation. But that realm exists in us, and we transverse that. And some of these souls are very vengeful and angry at us You understand what I'm saying? Yet the same anger turns to love when you understand that this is a cycle that we have now come to almost the apex of. Therefore, something new is going to happen. It has to. But it has to begin with what we agree we are going to be. And that has to be, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, whether you want to agree or not, if it's going to have to be around something of some sort of divinity. It's going to have to be that. Because that's the only thing that everybody's going to be able to fully feel a passion for and do. It ain't good. We've been promoting, black genetic unity since we was known. You know what I'm saying? But, so it ain't really get there yet. So that ain't going to be the catalyst. That ain't going to be, some people think it's going to be Jesus. But again, that's the people who believe in Jesus. And even if it was, what about now all the people who are still good or whatever who did not know that name? They'll now be punished the same way, even though they may have been more virtuous than the people who was claiming Jesus in life. But it's not up to us to make that decision. However, the time may come where any one of you or any one of us may be called upon to do something like that, to administer that type of justice. Then what? How committed are you? These white people are showing you they committed every day. I've seen the Desperate Housewives living it up in South Africa, but then I'm on YouTube and I see this whole Nazi Boer white power group, militia group training in South Africa, the same place they is at. So is it really progress? Have we progressed to the point that if something was to happen to a black woman, there's a unified force of black men that's coming in to do something? All I see is black men unifying around trying to put drug dealers out of the game. But all of these black men that's doing it was police. So they automatically put themselves on the outside of the community, and now they're saying they want to come back in the community and tell the people in the community who could sell what and who could do what. When probably what they're going to do is just take over the racket. And I hope that's not the case. I really do. I sincerely do. Yet if it doesn't, I won't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? This is the reality you have to be in. This is how you have to be comfortable with the contradictions that exist and are going to come from the reality of the people around you, because these contradictions are made to lock you into a certain vibrational frequency that slows down the pineal function enough for you to get stupid. Everything is about the pineal gland for these white people. Don't let them tell you it's not. Especially these New Age, transhumanists, Green Party, Greenpeace, PETA, WWF, white folk. They're the main ones, because they're the fanatics. The ones that's willing to go and jump in the sea to protect the dolphins and get shot up. I applaud that. That's white. That is Caucasian power in action. The white people go because Japan is at war with dolphins, because they know that the dolphins have a certain degree of intelligence. And for a long time, there's been a whole underswell of dolphin migration in a certain part in the sea. And there are things in the sea from the deep Olokun Sea that's coming up to get ready for what's going down. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get ready. But getting ready is to understand what and where you are in the situation. How your new world is going to be ordered. What you are going to give energy to when you get your Akashic gift. When it's opened up for you, and now you can pull in the record to pull the best and worst part of yourself into manifestation. We have to prepare to get to that point. We have to allow ourselves time to get there. And today is a classic example of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thankful because the more we allow ourselves to grow, the more we can. But growth, I'm learning, is both a collective thing But before it can be collective, it has to be internally realized. And the realization of that growth is only accentuated when it can be reflected back to you from the person that you're dealing with, or yourself in the mirror. When you see these videos and these people be looking in the mirror and their images look distorted, if you see it in one video, okay. If you see it in another video, okay. You see it in 3 videos, okay. You see it in 15 videos, 20 videos. They're telling you that the programming goes to a point in which the distortion of them is not what they see. This is mirrored in male-female relationships when sometimes a woman will ask her man how she looks, and then he'll be like, oh, you look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And she believes that, but then if she go out and her friend tell her she look good, or let's say another guy she don't know says she look good, she can now more accept that. You understand? Same thing with men. Sometimes they may be more sensitive about certain areas that to a woman really won't be an issue. You know? But we, as human beings who grew up in Western civilization under a form of feudal Darwinism, have adopted a habit of blowing things out of proportion. Because it used to be men weren't sensitive enough. Now men are too sensitive. You see what I'm saying? It used to be men weren't there to be, weren't really good at children or child rearing or whatever. But at the same time, now it's like you've got all of the parenting thing is becoming more important than the family thing, you know, because it's a business in the interim. So, my friends, it's really a representation of us and what we're going to do, you know what I'm saying? And what we allow to come into being. So we're going to get into some calls. We can.
That video ain't 90 minutes.
419, you want Super Heru Radio?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, kid?
Nothing much. I was just calling in. I just really, started getting into,
how is humanity?
What's really going on in the world. And, for the past 3 or 4 months, I was really, Alex Jones crazy. And after listening to you for a couple of weeks, I just wanted to know, look at somebody who's, just starting to look at things, what should I look for, what can I do?
Look for consistency of material and the ability to relay what is being said. It's more joke. It's more joke than reality than substance. It's a show. Don't mistake passion for substance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Two different things. Don't allow showmanship to become the basis of intellectual factualism. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Also, you. You understand? Deal with who you want to deal with. Don't feel that if you talk to this person, just because this person don't talk to that person, you can't do that. But you won't really know it's like that until one of these people that you talk to brings up to you like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, and remember that just like any other community, this is a community of people who are working to get themselves together. So don't expect things just because they look spiritual. Go with your intuition. If it looks spiritual or whatever, but then certain things like if a dude's crib looks dope and the candles is there, but then when you look at the candles, the barcode sticker's still on the candles and they burning, it's a wrap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a
right.
clear sign, like, oh, this dude is tripping. He's not even really paying attention. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you got to be almost on your own Matlock shit without necessarily letting on you like that. So to some people, that may sound like it's like entrapment. But really, what you're doing is allowing the person to really be them. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you want. I'm here just open. But I'm not ignorant. I'm not so innocent that I don't know how this whole game works.
Right.
But you want to promote the energy that I want you to be truthful with me. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a lot of buzzwords, you know what I mean, or a lot of real high calculus sounding stuff, but it's not necessarily rooted in something that is actualized, again, in God. Like, listen to how these niggas talk about God and shit like that, or if they talk about it at all. You know what I'm saying? This is not just people in our community. This is people in everywhere, but specifically in our community because, you know, they'll have different agendas spiritually, and they may not even know. You know what I'm saying? The shit that the ritual that just maybe was in 2 months ago is now just taking effect. You know what I mean? Because they don't forgot that they was really in it, and now the entity is doing its little work, and now they're starting to get a little substance, and now they feel like, oh, shit is moving. But all of the demon is doing is latching on to the entity that's already in those people that were already in that cipher. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you have somebody, you have these, let's say you have the conscious rappers and you have the gangster rappers. If you were alive or knew a conscious rapper and then you somehow came up to their little sphere where they little click through their thing, then you now become a party to that. But you don't know what it was like before you got up there or how conscious these niggas are. So when you see these niggas with white girls and shit like that, it start to trip you out. And then they be like, oh, I can't trust this nigga. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I'm talking about this Africa shit, but, you know, this white girl is willing to S this D right now. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do that. And then go back home to my black woman and expect her to be wrapped up and untouched and everything else. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So long as you apply the same knowledge that you apply in the street, just through your intuition more, you on. Because in the street, it's all intuition. It ain't logic. It's only logic when you run into the police. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, get hit by a car or some shit. Or, you know what I mean? That's when it becomes logic. Well, it becomes physics with the car thing. But with police, it becomes logic because that's all right brain. You got to be a certain way. But mostly in the street, it's intuition. Is this dude walking next to me because he want to do something? Is this car walking behind me on some slow shit? Is it really a DT? Is this nigga right here eyeing my ring? Is this dude? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just you walking to the corner. That's just you going to the store. You know what I mean? So this is not you going to the store and then going on the train and then going through that. You got to all in the street. It's all how you feel about shit. How you, oh, this shit going to look like it's going to pop off. Let me slide over here. And then when it pop off, you be like, yeah. See, that's the intuition. But in cases like love, you'll see something, but you'll let it go because you give the person the benefit of the doubt because you love them. But then what happens is when it bites you later, it'll be like, yo, you know what? Something told me, but I didn't listen to that. Everybody who said that, which is everybody who's ever said that, then knows that if that proves that if you listen to your intuition, you'll be right. So that means if you always listen to your intuition, you'll always be right. But the intuition is fleeting. It's quick. So it's immediately how you feel about something. And it's hard for regular people to maintain that degree of intensity. So they try to hype you up through the laughter, through the camaraderie shit, and make you feel like you're getting something where really it's just the passion, but it's no substance. It's nothing that you can really take and then follow to a conclusion to then execute some result, to then come back and say, I did this. Again, I hear the opposite. I get the people who come to me and say, well, I did this with such and such, and did this with such and such, and did this with such and such, but none of it worked. Why not? You see what I'm saying? Then I'm looking at them like, okay, well, because, did you ask them? You know what I'm saying? That's like my first question. But then after a while, it's like, it's not even for me to ask no more. Because, again, spiritually, something else is going on. Spiritually, whatever's in them is reaching out to me because they know I'm not going to try to gyp them or try to convince them of some shit that's not real. But they don't even know me. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's based upon your deeds and how you reflect your energy is how it's given back. So the same shit I'm going through is the same shit you're going through. You just going through it like that. So your hologram is affixed to your frequency. But our frequencies meet at a certain point. And that's the point that's built up such consistency that now, this year, now after 3 years, now they want to consistently go in. Back in the day, 2 years ago, it was like once in a while. They would mess with it or they speed the time up or slow it down. And then we would complain and write letters. This has been going on since we've been on it. That's how I know it's somebody or something that they're connected to that is trying to make it tedious, more tedious than it has to be. Whereas, based upon other instances, you see what I'm saying, things get, crazy. But yeah, man, look out for those things and, trust yourself. Trust the fact that you're not an idiot. Trust the fact that you're not stupid. Trust the fact that you can grasp it. Trust the fact that it's not too deep for you to understand. Trust the fact that you might be more advanced in it than you think. But see, the thing is, a lot of these elders forgot how to give you the test. There's certain tests that are supposed to be given to you, you know what I'm saying, that the elder could see whether you was on. The test eventually morphed into whether or not you was a Mason. You see what I'm saying? Well, niggas got lazy. It was like, okay, well, I don't want to see this about you psychically, so okay. Are you a Mason? Great, you in. You see what I'm saying? It's some like convenient shit for these dudes, man. And so when we talk about it this bluntly, it's almost like you can't really say nothing because we're not saying nothing that's not true.
Right.
Like you see it in your own community. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the shit.
I do.
So we both can't be crazy. What's the averages of that? How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. You 26. Okay. You like the last generation to know like real hip hop shit. So we basically got the same sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we both can't be bugging. We both can't be like, oh well, the society is like this. Like no, we all can't be on it like that.
We all can't be looking at the same thing, seeing different things.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We may see a different, like if we're walking down the street and a car blow up in front of us, we both seen it, but how we react to it is different. I may just stand there, or I may try to jump in the bush, and you may just stand there. Either way, however we react to it, we then see the same event in two different ways, but we still saw the event. It still happened. You know what I'm saying? These niggas trying to act like the whole shit didn't happen. Like none of this, like all of this was our fault. When it used to be the struggle was black people was losing ground because they was being hated on. Then it was like, then it became like, and they worked hard and white people was framing them all the movies. Then it went to, they were selling drugs to each other and all of that. Then it went to, now they don't really have really movies like that with us.
Sure, I feel that. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, man. Most definitely.
Yeah, G. Be safe, man, and you already got it, G. You already know.
Right. I'm gonna keep going, keep looking, man, trying to enlighten my people.
Thank you, my brother.
Thanks, bro.
Peace. Two 253. Mr. Heru Radio.
Peace. How's it going?
Peace. See, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Sitting back here listening. Heard the Queen going, when she got on earlier today. I was feeling that right there.
Yeah, man.
I got a question. I've been having some pretty good, cool, some dreams lately. I was wondering what you could tell me about dreams and how they play in our, in our physical reality. Like what part do they play?
Your dreams are a representation of how you see your existence in the non-physical world. So the dream state is the same state that, like, when you see pictures of space and you see, like, the gas, the stars, that's the dream state. That's why whenever they would show you images of sitcoms with dreams, those smoke and all of that, to bring about the idea that the mind is being taken to a different place. And so the clouds or the dreams were used in the Yakubian the Yakubian thing, in which they filtered in the idea that if darker people wish to become lighter or have lighter babies, that their angel babies, which were the darker ones, can fly higher in reality. This is what was taught by in general civilization classes by Elijah Muhammad. And this essentially was an allegorical story to reflect how the medical establishment was put into position to organize a certain form of birth, to bring about procedures to produce a certain cranium shape that would be the structure of how Western society, let's say, phenotype would be. This was all part of a process they call eugenics. So the dream phase of eugenics was about focusing on the prefrontal lobe, where the dreams intersect with the reality, because the mind doesn't know the difference. When you go to sleep, you wake up in a dream because the mind doesn't go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? The mind always is. So the dream you wake up in is a representation of accumulated knowledge that you may have got through the day. So everything represents you. Nothing can really come into your dream unless you give it allowance to. So even when you see heavy situations of things or creatures or whatever, these are aspects or aspirations, phantasms that grow out of the subconscious mind fear of the unknown, or what about yourself you haven't discovered yet. So when it's chasing you in a dream or something negative like that, or you're being chased, or you're being put where your back is against the wall, or somebody's coming for you, or something's about to fall on you, something like that, that's a sign of something in the mind that fears something, being confronted with something. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you're going to be in a situation like that. But it does mean that you'll be in a situation where a confrontation may present itself. And the mind, on a spiritual level, is preparing the body for the occurrence, which automatically, when you have that dream, you start to build up the cholesterol in the organs, because the body doesn't know that you're sleeping, so it doesn't know that it doesn't have to prepare itself to get hit or trampled or whatever. So the cholesterol feeds in at night, and this is why a lot of us will become obese and stuff like that, or fall into bouts of, like, insomnia. Most people that have night terrors, stuff like that, they can't really function because they don't want to sleep, because they don't want to be confronted with whatever it is they, can't deal with.
Okay. All right, and I have another one about this the Venus energy that's coming onto the planet. What's the best way to harness that energy, to use it?
One way would be to get a glass vessel and fill it up with water, put a crystal in it or whatever, and leave it out in the sunlight for the day. You know?
Gotcha.
Then, you know, drink from that water. And then monitor your dreams from that state. Like, you can do that, like, right before you go to bed. You drink the sun water and you see, or the Akashic water, and then you see what you download. Then, when you wake up, draw the dream instead of writing it. Sometimes writing it, like, writing a dream would be like, as a driver trying to just drive in America, trying to drive an English car, all of a sudden, like, it's a minute of adjustment because you're going from the right brain to the left brain. You know what I'm saying? You're interpreting something that's not meant to be interpreted logically to something that isn't. You know what I mean? But colors and so all that represents different aspects of you getting in touch with yourself and activating the pineal. So if you're ever in a state where everything, or there's a bold royal blue color around, somebody you're talking to got a royal blue tie on that's real royal blue, or the sky is royal blue or something like that, that means you're in the pineal. That means you're in the pineal organ.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've been having dreams about mountains and like silver necklaces and whatnot. And I went on some websites and, you know, that's like elevating consciousness. It's like spiritual dreams, consciousness type dreams. Also, you know, what I've read, you know what I'm saying, what I've researched on. And I've been writing down.
You should try to draw and make the necklace that you see in the dream. You make it yourself, though. Like, get the silver that you like or whatever, and like make it.
Okay. That's peace. That's peace.
You gotta wear. Don't mean you gotta wear it. Maybe it's like a female necklace, but whatever type of necklace it is, make it, and you know, hang it on your altar or something like that, because that's a symbol of your superconscious mind that has now become physical in the form of what it is you created. That's an example of God and creation working together to create the result, which is something that can be used physically in the world. You know what I'm saying? There's an order. There's the intent, and then the thought, and then the activation, then the creation, then the result, the created. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever then create. So there is an order to chaos that is just as important as the chaos, because both of them is melanin. You know what I'm saying? Melanin is the order and the chaos in the reality of the world. So the dream is just the ability to tap into that alternate aspect of yourself. But if you ever have a dream and you see like a bunch of dead people, that might not be a dream. That might be a visitation.
All right, when you say visitation, that's from like, it's visitation from who?
You would be visiting the realm of the dead.
Got you. All right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to find a way to get out of there. So what you would do is look for like a door or like a stairway, you know. And envision the stairway being your bedroom. And then when you open the door, you wake up.
Okay. Well, that's just something like when you was I was hearing one of the other radio shows, and you was talking about like when you die, don't walk towards the people that's trying to welcome you into the light. You go in the darkness and find the. Okay.
Yeah, push through. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the real place. That's one of the realest places, because through that is the infinite. You know what I mean? Little bits of that escape that part and trickle into this place, and then known as reality.
Right.
For creation.
Man, that's some good insight right there. I really appreciate that.
No doubt, G.
Appreciate y'all. Peace. Bless you and your queen there.
Thank you, King.
Have a go.
Peace. Peace. 973.
Yo.
What up?
What's going on, bro? This Ella, man. What's good with you, bro?
Hey. What up, homie? Good,
ain't nothing, man. I'm just listening to the show. It's definitely a good show. But I was just thinking, lately, I've been listening to other, shows just to give myself, a wide base, because I feel like essentially this consciousness is ultimately to be about taking the truth and basically eating the meat without the bones from everybody. You should always come to a conclusion where ultimately you respect everyone's opinion. Like, it should never be a bad taste left in anyone's mouth. I feel like if you're pursuing greater knowledge, like it should all be love. And I can honestly say that it's a lot of people out here seem to come off with like an agenda-based, broadcast.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't want to, and as a listener, it's like I don't even want to. I want to hear the truth you got to say, but you know what I'm saying. But I can't even digest it fully. Like there's so much other bones I got to spit out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the energy that's here. It's like water. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just smooth. You feel me? And you know what I mean? And you proof of so much. You know what I'm saying? Like what you do and your wife and what y'all doing, y'all. Because some stuff is just, I remember what you said, because ultimately the first thing that ever introduced me to all this was you guys. You did a DVD on the currency of metaphysical hip-hop, something like that. And a lot of people, I realized, seen that too. So that alone unifies the people that took part of that, whether they like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But the ultimate question is, exactly. And the ultimate thing is, how can we deal with the different, like, and I don't even want to be all glorified and elaborate in saying it. People really don't know the essence of simplicity sometimes. We haven't learned as a people the ability and the science and art form of to agree to disagree and have a common bond that supersedes. The European has mastered that. We don't know how to do that.
No, we don't. And we don't know when to say, okay, it's your turn. Okay, it's my turn. Okay, we don't know how to share. It's like the moment that we did that and the time that we produced that, what I didn't know was that our crib at the time was targeted. Well, I found out as we was moving out, was targeted because it was this TV bin that used to be at the corner in front of the junkyard. And you know how these niggas do with their white vans.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I knocked on it, to see who was in there. And nobody came out. But then I went to the store. Then when I came back, the tenant that we had there said, yo, these cable dudes came that was asking to speak to the name that I use as a strawman. So I was like, oh, okay. So it wasn't too far after that we did the metaphysical joint, and then it wasn't too far after that I went through that thing where they hit me with the ELF shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going into the bedroom and shit. So I already know that, again, it's not about trying to, let's say, physically harm me. It's trying to put me in position to be physically harmed or get me to do it to myself somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because I realized something with this consciousness, man. I remember one thing you had said that always resonated with me. And just briefly to go back to what you said, those that whole situation, how y'all brought out, no one can dish you, I said. And that's why, and because no one can dish you, that's why you don't diss anyone else. Because ultimately, whoever was involved with that production, it was so monumental and major to a generation underground that was thirsting for this I knew it moment, and that DVD brought that. So for you to even for anybody even dish you, they're dissing themselves, because people love you for the same reason they love that dude that was sitting next to you, and vice versa. That's why people that listen to your show listen to everybody's show. But a lot of people that listen to other people's show only listen to those people's show.
Exactly. Because it was like that from the beginning. And it could have been that way if certain things didn't happen. Yet at the same time, it doesn't detract, like you said, from the portal that we opened up in doing that. That was, again, brought forth by not only me and them, but Selena was right there feeding all of us. You see what I'm saying? At the same time.
Twisting up, you feel me?
You know what I'm saying? On some real shit, because that's what it was, or at least that's what I thought it was up until that point. And I will say that that's what it was for me up until that point with those people. But as time progressed, I started to have different experiences with them. And in the process of leaving it alone, it became a thing of trying to draw me out. So once that phase ran aground, then now it's become a thing of now the validation is coming back again from the people, from you, from the people who holler at me to help clean up stuff that they had got from people like that, you know what I'm saying, to get hooked up or whatever. And it's not for me, again, to judge them as men. It's about me doing what I got to do to maintain what it is I've been doing. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because that's the only way that people can know the sincerity of what we do. It's not about being the most heard. It's about being the most sincere, man. Because in the end, we have nothing. Like, I don't have nothing to gain from getting people to listen to the show. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The fact that we are communing on something that's real. Like, the people see what we go through to do it. Other people don't. So that's what I'm even trying to say.
Exactly. And I realize, and I didn't even cut you off, and I realize with a lot of these dudes, a lot of these people out here, because when I became conscious, one of the main things I realized, and I don't even like using that word, I always tell you that when we talk, I hate using that word, but when I became, that day, that moment, you realize that you always was. And it's those people out here that realize they always was conscious, and then there's people out here that realize they never was conscious, and they never could be conscious because they always, I feel like if this world, based on what you was raised and exposed to, ultimately convince you that it's about something external than yourself to make it, you have fell for the bait. And some people be claiming they conscious and they still fall in that trap. Like, it don't work like that because some people already get it. Some people born, I hate to say this, but some people born already getting it. And there's no instruction manual and there's no empathy for them type of people. They can only give out stuff. No one can really give them anything because they've been there. And it's not because they try to be, because before I was always conscious, I always carried myself as a child since I was born a certain way. That like you said something so real today. You said that you don't put yourself in positions where you get judged or treated like that, and you always move like that. So you always going to have a vocal opinion because you be the one trying to prevent it. Because you try to help people prevent stuff, but then you become a victim, and then at the same time they want you to be a victim of what you try to help them prevent. I can't play both sides.
Words, son. I can't win. I can't win in a game like that.
What the fuck is that?
Either way I move, it's looking like I'm more invested than I really am, because I'm really not. It's just
exactly.
Sad. You see what I'm saying? It's just sad. It's that the whole, because we're the only movement or aspect of black consciousness that's affecting everything that is totally cannot be checked. It cannot be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot stop what we have already initiated. What we are talking about now is going to be the mainstream knowledge in the next.
Because we've constantly proven everybody on some bullshit. Because to make this shit change, don't take nothing but a mind change. It don't take a flyer. It don't take a meeting. It don't take a get your taxes back. It don't take a get to. Because God and the Creator is every day has provided you with everything you need to either sustain yourself or to create more of yourself. He gives you that every single day.
That's right. That's right.
You can't change or sell or buy that or sell that to people.
That's the key, though, G. It's the key. It's the fact that if God is not involved in what a lot of these people do, the generator, the plant generator, operate, destroy, is not fully realized because they have put themselves in it based upon them being Luciferians. I'm not talking about the people we're talking about in particular because I don't know that. But what I do know is that any form of materialist worship is a form of Luciferian worship. So these niggas, Rick Ross and these niggas, is not necessarily card-carrying Satanists per se in the Church of Satan, but you're doing Satan's will in the form of always reminding me of how better they are than me, throwing money in my face when I'm watching people sleeping on the street, homeless. You understand?
That's why I don't even like the word God no more, dude. Because when you think about it, the word God from what I'm learning, that's not necessarily the word that represents the force that creates. So maybe that is God. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that word resonate with that whole all the Boff energy or whatever. Maybe that may know something. It's like, you know what, that is God. But that may not be my God or the God, because if it's in God we trust, and I love God, and the same people that use this word God to describe certain things that came into their life or certain, maybe that is what he does and who he responds to. But he don't respond to us.
Now look at what you're saying. Now you have to reorganize how this term has now been reintroduced into the so-called African or African American or whatever you want to say diaspora of people who have institutions that have that in its title. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody want to talk about language change, but they want to keep that word God in everything.
That's right. But again, when we talk about God, we know we talking about what we talking about. We also talk about God. We're not talking about it from the perspective that they talk about it, and that's the problem with talking in this reality. It's become so sullied with false opinion and conjecture that the people are having a hard time discerning what is what. So the basic fact is, we are already won. We are already in the position of where we're supposed to be able to survive whatever these demons are going to try to do to con people into a false society. We've already reached the level in which that we've surpassed the false images of who we are. We are the archetype. We were never outside the grace of the Most High. We were never anything negative that they say. You know, Nagar,
the kingdom of heaven is within.
God. You know what I'm saying? Jesus is God. You know what I'm saying? All of this is conjecture to those of us who have graduated to the point that it's what you are going to identify yourself with when you don't have a physical body to do so.
Exactly.
How are you going to tell a non-physical entity what you are without a body to represent that, but you still being you? These are the things the adversary trying to do, and he can't do it. That's why he got a machine gun to dolphins. He got to do all this crazy shit to the whales because they're coming back. Everybody's kicking his ass but us.
This white man, I can't. It's to the point where I can't even really talk about him no more. It's like, man, they is so out of control. Like I work at a school, so I see scenarios that blow your mind. It's like I done seen Jews with a beautiful black baby raising them. It's like, how did that happen? It's like when you live in reality, when you can witness a scenario like that on its own, nigga, this is beyond Thunderdome. That should never be allowed to happen.
Because they trying to repent, and they in a society, and this is a fetish for them. And because black people don't do anything about it, they participate in it because black people have given their society up. Once you're a black woman or a black man, and you get to the point where you are willing to dehumanize yourself for them in one thing, that's what you're going to be doing for the rest of your career, baby. So get used to it. If you play homosexual in this, that's what you're going to be in everything else. You want to try to get away from the black man? You want to say that the black man is whack? Well, you're going to have to start to pay this white man $28,000 a month in alimony, and you wasn't even married to him, Halle Berry. This is how they flip the whole shit.
The black relationship situation is out of control.
But for those of us that's really real in it is going to have to meet each other. Those of us that ain't got somebody yet conscious is going to meet to the point where it's a different balance as who is and who isn't.
You know what I think about the relationship thing, though? Because it's like the relationship game is so crazy, man. I think when it strictly when we try to get mental with the relationship between the black man and woman based on our conditioning, it get real weird, man. Like I think I deal with just the heart energy when it comes to that. Because I've been with a woman who supposedly was conscious, and I've been with people who wasn't. And ultimately, that don't be what make or break the situation. It'd be a matter of people letting go to certain situations based on how they was brought up and how they view stuff. And that doesn't deny their consciousness, but consciousness can't really help. Sometimes, when it comes to man and woman, we got to get back to the basics. Raw passion, I want you, you want me. I never want to see harm come to you. I never want to see harm come to you. Let's build and take it from here. Like, we gotta start from scratch with that. Because when we start saying, you know what, I want this, and she need it, it's over for both parties. Because I know a woman can't be everything I need her to be. I already know she can't. It's just how we've been. It's just the conditioning of the situation right now. It's just a done deal. Like, we've been raised to be something that's not able to be validated by the reality. So in other words, you could be raised with manners, class, charm, even though you come up in a crazy environment, but you can learn to be like that, but see that it doesn't materialize to when you actually try to add a result to it. It don't work out here. But you stuck right, but I thought this is what it is. This is what you said you want.
Right. And
how do you deal with that phenomenon?
Yes, but that is the reality. And so if that's not what we want, it starts, like you said, with us individually, being able to make these necessary evolutionary leaps and agreeing that we are all working to that end. Yet a lot of us want to get paid along the way by making certain sacrifices, which ultimately lead to the dehumanization of all of us. Because it's not like when one white person gets shot in a murder on TV, if you ever see that at all on TV, but especially in New York and places like that, but in places where you see stuff like that, it's not like all white people is judged by this one shooting. You see a black man locked on TV, or get shot on TV, then it's like, oh, see? This is why. There it is. So how did it go from us being the most hated on, coming up in the world, everybody knew about Jack Johnson and all of the things that we went through as a people to struggle to get to the point. And then between 69 and 79, get to a point where we're just coke, drug addicts, sex fiends who
it happened so fast. I talk to my man about that all the time, son. It happened so fast. The speed in which it happened is what's crazy to me. How did it happen that fast? It's so bad out here that it make me just want to say, is it just about the people that are enlightened and everyone else just don't matter? I don't want to come to that conclusion. But I swear that's how it seems sometimes. Because it'd be like, what is, you don't have no interest in how things is right now? You don't have no passionate response to, because it ain't even, I'm telling you, when you really become conscious, it's beyond reading and spitting out facts. I swear it's beyond that. It's so far beyond that. Because you be giving yourself the answers daily, and you listen to certain programs with energies that people that resonate with yours for confirmation. But you be there already.
We don't have no institution. No. It's a 70%. It's a 70% of the Howard. They had to bring it down because so many openly gay dudes was just flaunting like purses and high heels and stuff like that. It just got to be too much, where they had to put like a code in where men had to wear slacks and stuff. Then where they had to make the code to have black men lift up their pants. Because what's happening is like subconsciously the black species mind pattern is showing the global mind pattern how sick this society has become. The more these black women and black men mutilate their bodies to become more and more, I don't even know, inhuman, the more they validate their children being brought into that and microchipped and everything else. You can't benefit from it with the money and then not expect them to flip it on you in the end, because that's the only way they're going to be able to get out of here. Because when shit go down, they're going to throw all of the bootleg niggas out in the front and all of the white sycophant people out in the front, while the rich ones that the people forgot who was the real Illuminati, because now they believe the Illuminati is Jay-Z and Beyonce. They now...
That's another crazy thing. It's amazing how... how they can do this. It's amazing how they can make something that's so old and so just so old and pin it on these rappers like that. And they definitely dibbing and dabbling, because I want to know what that whole matter of fact, I'm just going on this note since you brought that up. I don't know if you've seen the Drake's Take Care album, the cover, but I swear the cover because it seems like they trying to make him. It's like the scenario. This is what I see in the scenario. Like the classic relationship, it's the dope boy and the chick from the Birds, Beyonce and Jay, and then you got the new generation they trying to impose, which is the whole straight up jump Nicki Minaj, the straight up fake ass gangster nigga, Lil Wayne, and through all of that, well, the epitome that we really want you to be with is this mulatto boy, Drake. So he seemed to be resonating with a real fake Heru type energy. So his album cover, it's like a cup, it's a little bird that I swear look like something I seen on a hieroglyph, and something else. And I don't know if you've seen it, but if you could explain that, what that represent, and also what that Watch the Throne, that whole lion imagery, what is that about?
That's specifically a reinterpretation of the Lion of Judah, now enslaved to the throne of, Western society, or Scottish Rite Freemasonry, or Luciferianism in itself. So the depiction of them always as demons, and them trying to always scare you, and these rappers, if you notice, since Eminem, have always wanted to look like serial killers and murderers and stuff, because this is the image that they wanted to promote, to sell more records, that these people could really be like this. And really, these people are nothing like that. But this is what the demons in these industries chose to sell. Therefore, selling this lie becomes a means of an end. So on the Watch the Throne thing, they get Givenchy, pay him $25,000 or $35,000 to do this cover, plated in gold. You know what I'm saying? Put it out, show what they're a part of, because they're the original, like the limited ones. They did like 500 of them in real gold. Like, this is how insanely Illuminati these niggas want to be. So in them doing that is a representation of them being put in position to lord over us, and us, children-wise, loving them, because the music industry is specifically marketed to children as a means to aspire to be them. So anything Kanye do, if Kanye say shoot yourself in the head, he'll do that. So it doesn't mean that Kanye is responsible for that, but it means to see that he knows that he is a tool of this sort of influence, and the only outlet that he can put it out in is the form of the music. So it's this whole give and take, playing both sides, and in the end I'm really still going to hell shit. So they can't enjoy anything, so they become soulless. That void becomes the impetus for the records about them giving everything back, and they wish they never had it, and all this other crap, that the people who know that these people have corrupted and destroyed people in the world still want to be down with them, because the illusion is that the party is going on all the time. Exactly. You always get to smoke blunts and have sex with all of these women, and a lot of these women are really men on the low. That's going on too. To turn these niggas out and to put them in MI6 type of what they call honeypot setups, where they become assets to whatever agency wants to whore them out to spy on or go in, like the movie I Spy. They go to the celebrity who's already on the take or whatever, and has to go and has to act. They use him as cover to go there and kill somebody or something else. Happens all the time. So this becomes the network, the interface between the intelligence, the government, the police, the record executives, the insurance companies, the corporation endorsement companies, and the consumer, which then becomes the pressure that is now used to create the demon in this person, to split them up, to kill them, or to have them killed, or make it look like they're killed, or whatever. And then this becomes the pattern now that people look after. So now Nicki Minaj is the archetype of the black woman they want for the new millennium. And because none of these black women got enough to stand up as real women and say anything about it, they're not. Because they've given up on youth. and I. They're not black. Black Latifah's not black. Will Smith isn't black. These people are not black. Until they do something for you personally that you see, it's all relative and speculation. And anything that I see going on is something to glorify somebody else. He always on TV kissing some white man or somebody else. She's literally moonshining, porcelain dolling her child before America. I did porcelain doll programming in 2009. She's doing it. She done shaved her head. She done had her with Nicki Minaj. She done had her showing her vagina. She done had her doing all types of shit.
She's like the ultimate feminist monster, son. Like she's like the feminist. Ultimately, if you think about it, she's like a feminist nightmare. Like she really represents all of that in one woman. Like she's some other shit.
Her handler is Sharon Osbourne. That's why everybody hates.
Wow, that's it. I don't even need to know no more. That says it all. This nigga was eating bats on stage.
Right. Yeah, that's why.
Did you ever hear of a book called "He Came to Set the Captives Free"?
He came to set the captives free.
It's
that wasn't
a book,
right? You
said that was a what?
I heard of it, but I've never.
It was a book when I was born and raised in like a church set. It was a book I found there. That's the first book I read to ever make me question anything. I bought it in the church. That's how funny how the universe works. Bought it in the church, and she talking about she sold her soul and yada yada yada. But ultimately she became a Christian. But the stuff she talked about when she was in the cult was crazy. She said she was stay away from Freemasonry, and she said everybody in the group in the cult was a lawyer, doctor, politician. Whatever, right. and it's another part that I don't think the black conscious community want to deal with, because I feel like everything the white man lie about, it's a little truth in it. Everything. Yes. It's a lot of documentation of these white folks, and I'm not talking about reptilians. I'm not talking about reptilians.
You ain't got to look no further than Sammy Davis. I got pictures of this nigga with Michael Aquino and Anton LaVey. They got this going back in black people for years, but see, all of that would then have to be brought to light, and a lot of the people that's doing stuff today is down with that. So there's the dark side of it, and then the dark light side of it. The dark light side of it is I know that the light come out of the dark, but in knowing what the dark is, you're not really trying to go that deep and get these niggas all caught up, because you know that that's really the aspect of you. These niggas want to prove that they God to everybody around them. And it's showing in the decay of what has happened to what we was building up. So now it's up to each one of us, I think, individually and collectively, to avenge, you know what I'm saying, or set up something institution-wise to create and avenge that realm that I'm talking about, because that's what's propelling a lot of these solar winds and a lot of this shit that's happening. Because something's got to be done.
Exactly. But a lot of these white folks, yeah, good looking, bro. I'm gonna definitely holler at you. But I just want to make this one little last point. But a lot of these, while these white cats got information, they was talking a lot of information as if they talk about the devil as if he's either literal or a person is embodying his energy. But it's a lot of them speak about him as if they met him. They don't talk about it from an aspect of us as if it's some third density type of energy. They talk about encounters. And I'm not talking about a reptilian thing or nothing like that. It may be a person, a human being, but these crackers playing for real.
Something that can be corporeal and non-corporeal. But either way, it ain't more powerful than
what we on.
The love that you got in your heart for yourself and your family, and it know that. So because it can't lie to you and us, it is now put us in a state of almost inertness, why we just kind of just become secret, kind of like inspiration for everything, but it's not necessarily really spoken about like that uncle that they tell you not to talk to, or that great auntie that you know who this one father really is.
Exactly.
So thank you, my brother.
Word, man. Stay up, son. I'll holler at you.
Indeed, peace. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Selena. You want to say anything before we close?
No, I was just saying, have a great night. excuse my tone, I get very annoyed at times, and I don't talk about it. This is a great forum to be able to express myself wholeheartedly, so I do apologize if I offended anyone with my dirty mouth. Could wait until a certain time to fire on, and the couscous and quinoa plus the shutdown was just a shutdown. So I'm recharging, and I hope you guys do too. I love you. Thank you so much. Peace.
As I close, I'm watching Monica and Brandy doing this video where they both dressed up in period Whitney Houston looks, and it's disgusting. But again, the dead will be avenged, and we're going to be in art in a better place. So thank you guys. Holler at me at houseofl@hotmail.com for consultations, tarots, bookings, lectures, shows, donations. Again, thank you guys for the donations that you sent, and thank you for continuing to sending, and we appreciate it. And we'll speak to you guys next Monday.